You kind of have to take your hat off for Netflix on this one. They really did pull off the impossible when it came to the live-action Netflix One Piece show. They actually managed to make something that people like, something that will probably bring new fans to the franchise. I've never really given this show a chance, never sat down to really watch it because it's kind of intimidating being over 1,000 episodes. But I got to tell you, like, this came off as accessible and I was curious. I just wanted to see what it would be like, and I like it. I'm on the 4th episode now. I'm going to watch that today. I should be done with this by Saturday, I would imagine. I've been watching like one a day. I don't really like to sit down and watch 8 hours worth of stuff in one sitting. So I'm watching an episode a day, and I've really been liking it. I have been enjoying this show. And I know it's not going to make everybody happy. And I've seen some people out there that are fans of One Piece criticizing it. And, you know, I'm not saying that their complaints aren't valid. I'm sure they are. I mean, fans are fans. But you can't deny that a lot of people seem to like it. I mean, look at this over on Rotten Tomatoes. Over 10,000 people have rated this, and it's at 96%. I mean, look at some other stuff, like Ahsoka's audience score is 73, and they could only get 2,500 people or something like that to review it. You've got this many people coming over here and reviewing this and giving their thoughts on it, and they like it. It's also a huge hit for Netflix. One Piece is currently number 1 in 84 countries on Netflix, surpassing the record set by Stranger Things and Wednesday. Notably, it's Stranger Things Season 4. I just want to point that out. But that's a pretty big deal. So people are liking this, and you know, I can't say I disagree. It's a fun show. I'm having fun watching it. It's fun, and it's to me seems pretty well done. And I think the reason that is probably a thing is because it tries its best to capture the moments that are in the anime. At least that's what I've read from what people have been saying about it. It tries its best to capture the feel and the spirit of the show. And that's what fans want. That's what fans are looking for. This is why Cowboy Bebop was a failure. They did everything right on this one. They worked hand in hand with the creator. He was right there the whole time. And that's largely why this show is probably doing so well. But of course, when this happens, you always have to have the media come and give their ideas on what it should be. And of course, the way you make One Piece a better franchise is you make Luffy gay or asexual. This is from Digital Spy, giving their 2 cents on the situation on how you can make this show or franchise better. And that would, of course, be Monkey D. Luffy gay or asexual. You get him on the LBGT train. This show's going to take off in popularity. It's going to become the #1 franchise in the world. This will make the show better, of course, according to Digital Spy. This didn't take long, did it? This is from September 3rd, right? This came out like Friday or Thursday last week. It hasn't even been out that long. And we're already getting stuff like this. So, because this is, I guess, spoilers, right? Because there's a scene where a pirate empress can turn anyone to stone as long as they lust after her. It also means that her beauty and charm are off the charts, which means pretty much anyone who encounters Hancock ends up hard in the worst way possible. That is, except for Luffy. Yep, our boy is surprisingly immune to the effects of love fruit, which means that he doesn't feel even a hint of lust or attraction to Hancock. That's not to say that Luffy is automatically gay or queer, though. In the story, it's later revealed that Luffy is immune because he has a pure heart, which basically means that there's no ill intent on his part, and objectifying women falls into that.
You serious?
I have to ask, does this guy know anything about shonen anime manga characters, because, I mean, you could say the same thing about Son Goku, who also has a pure heart, but nobody thinks that he is into dudes or asexual. I mean, I don't even. They in Dragon Ball Super, he said he never even kissed Chi-Chi. So they just did the deed like real fast to make Gohan. I don't know. This is a stupid argument. Like, this is literally every shonen character. They all have pure hearts. It's like a trope. But apparently, just this one time, it makes the difference because, well, he didn't get hard for this character who can make everybody lust after her. I remember something similar happening to Goku in filler for Dragon Ball Z. I don't think this was in the manga, but it's when he's on Snake Way. There's that snake princess that tries to seduce him, and he's just totally oblivious to her techniques. Where are the articles saying that he's into dudes? I mean, it's stupid. Because another thing in this article is that he gets excited when he fights men. And once again, that's like it's like every shonen character. They all get excited for fighting. But apparently just Luffy is into dudes now. It's pretty humorous. Why does every single thing have to have this in it? Every time this happens. And this is just the start. Because now that this is kind of the curse of a successful live action adaptation. Now you're going to have people like shipping probably him and Zoro and all this stuff. It's going to be sad for the community because now they're going to have this all the time in there. Like, listen, here's more. Throughout all of the years of One Piece has been in our lives, Luffy has only shown a genuine passion and love for adventure and food. Sounds like every damn shonen character. Even when potential romantic relationships do crop up, think Nami or Hancock, Luffy usually remains indifferent. And honestly, 23 years is a really long time to maintain that kind of disinterest. Well, it hasn't been 23 years, like, canonically. It's just how long the show has been out, or the franchise has existed. Especially in a world like ours, where most characters always end up in love at one point or another. You could argue that Luffy is just incredibly focused when it comes to his quest. Plenty of fans have taken all this to mean he actually might be asexual, even though that hasn't been confirmed as canon, and it never will be. It never will be. You're never going to have this happen. Ever. Here's from the creator himself, Oda. I don't draw romance because OP is a manga for boys. Female fans ask me to draw romance, but if they want to read it, they should read something else. I don't care how many women love Luffy, but I don't think it's good. But I don't think it's good if they love each other. Like, he's never going to make this happen. This is a book for boys. And it's funny that did he get attacked for saying this, by the way, in 2009? Because it's so funny when you make something for boys, it has to be for everybody. But if you make something for girls, it's okay. So I'm surprised he hasn't been attacked for that. But yeah, expect more stuff like this. They're going to be pushing this hard now. It's still not going to work. They'll do whatever they want. And as long as this show pays attention to what he says and lives by the words of what he says, I wouldn't expect anything like new here. Well, you'll see some new stuff, but I don't think you're going to see any changes from what's in the official manga. So if they've done any political stuff in the manga, you're probably going to see it in the show, but you're not going to see it. You're not going to see something new. They're not going to have Luffy have a romance with some dude because people on Twitter are demanding it. You will never see it. And if they do, I would imagine that the creator will probably walk away. That would be my guess. And if he does that and they lose him, this show will fall into the shitter real quick. I don't think this show would be what it is without his involvement. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.